All right, we'll continue in another episode of Keeping Up with the Doris versus Chris Okafor's saga. Let's listen to this video.
When you see a people or a person attacking a church, attacking a man of God, that person is not just a human being. That person is a demon, a devil sent on assignment. If you strike the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. So it is not just about the man of God, about the shepherd. It is about the people also that the shepherd carries. Strike the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. Every time you see attack on a man of God, genuinely who is innocent and they are persecuting, it's not just attack on him, it's an attack on you, because it says the priest will cause the blessing to rest upon you. Number one, it is your blessing that is being attacked. Number two, it said the prophet is in their midst to help them. Number two, it is your head that they are attacking. Yes. And thirdly, it said believe the Lord your God and you shall be established. He said but believe in his prophet, you shall prosper. Yes, thirdly, it is your prosperity that is under attack. That is why you can be implicated. The Bible says, blessed is he that does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly. If you sit by anyone that fights what you believe in and you don't do anything, you are exposing yourself to attack if you hang around them. Hosea 12 and verse 1, and verse 13. By a prophet I brought them out, and by a prophet I preserve them. Now, one of the next thing the enemy is fighting is what we are talking about, is your preservation. Whatever you attack or stay around people that attack what God sent to preserve you, you lose the covering.
You lose the covering. Another way to say that is if you attack your husband, you lose your covering. I've never heard a better manipulation ever in my life. This is the best. It is one of the best manipulative submission I've ever heard in my life. What makes it manipulative? It's a long conversation. Doris Ogala, if you chair attacks on Pastor Chris Okafor, your prosperity is at risk. Let me say this. Doris Ogala is not innocent, but I think she's the first to tell us that. She told us all you can use to drag her already. So let's not put too much. The only person that has not been accountable adequately yet is Pastor Chris Okafor in their scandal. If you don't know what we're talking about this young lady you're looking at on the screen came out some weeks ago to drag the pastor Chris Okafor of I forgot the name of his church. She accused him of being the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend he was getting ready to marry. He announced he's getting married to a young lady, and then all hell broke loose because she asked, like, where are you going to leave me? What about me? You're not going to marry me too? No, she didn't say too, but something to that effect. Okay, so and that's where all the saga. So people have been pulling up a lot of his rhetoric, a lot of the things, the way he preached. It was at first, it almost seemed like it was throwing subliminal at Doris at one time, say you have a bad character. How can you expect a man to love you and love? And then we now find out that this man has been single for about 13 years, kind of single, okay? But then allegedly he's created babies everywhere. Well, some young lady came out that recently that he impregnated 3 sisters, her and 2 other sisters. Another young lady who used to be in the choir claimed that she impregnated her. Then the ex-wife from 30 that they divorced for over a decade now. She has 4 children with him. Also came and said he impregnated a slew of people, including deacon wives in his church and some girls in the choir, and there's a bunch. She actually mentioned names of people that should come out and do DNA test on their children. So of course Pastor Chris is experiencing a level of scandal at this point in time. Recently he said he's going on vacation / honeymoon to go to solitude. I'm not sure but he's quiet right now. But in the midst of the quietness, they are still continuing to dig up some of the things that he said. But let me read some comments real quick. Mario says, real quick, Jerry, my tongue is a little bit twisted this morning. Scammer telling his customers their prosperity is the hoster. Is that a word? Is that a word? I've never seen that word before. Why are they poor? What? 3 sisters? You didn't see that? Go and watch it too. It's one of the episodes. I lost count of which episode we're on in Keeping Up with Doris and Pastor Chris Okafor. But yes, there's some lady already came out to accuse him of impregnating her and her two other sisters. So, of course, these are all allegations. They are innocent until proven guilty. So, so let's do this. Some of the comments on that post I just played. Someone said, "Know God for yourself. Your pastor no special past you. We all have free access to communicate and build a relationship, a personal relationship with God. That's key. That's key. Let me say this: manipulation is when you're trying to influence another person, but there's no value in what you're bringing to them. It's all about just protecting your image. It's all about protecting anything outside of the person that you're asking them to yield to you. Okay, that's what manipulation is. Okay, some people try to mix manipulation with being persuasive, right? Or they try to say all relationships are manipulation. That's an English problem. Manipulation is not love. Okay, it means you're pouring and you're making sure you're not pouring from an empty cup. When you're pouring into other people. But yes, there is room to understand that there's law of reciprocity in life. Naturally, when you pour into other people, they tend to yield and also pour into you. It's just a law. It's not something you have to manipulate. That's the idea. If you have to manipulate it, that's not manipulation. Yeah, sometimes I use the word seduction as well. But when I use the word seduction, I understand there could be nuances in that. But it means you understand the value. But please, let's practice ethics, okay? Meaning you're bringing value to them, but you already know that when you continue to bring this value to them, they tend to fall in love with the idea of being around you. It's just law of life. It's called attraction, okay? So, but manipulation just at least it carries such a negative thing that you should never be doing that. It's nothing to be proud of. And it's not sustainable. If you manipulate today to get somebody to you, you have to keep doing it. It's not sustainable. Why are you punishing yourself in that manner? Okay. So as you can see right now, this man's empire has just collapsed because this is what he's been doing all along. And in this time and age, in this digital age, it's going to work. Manipulation is going to work less and less and less. Manipulation can involve you telling the truth. You can use the truth to manipulate people. This is something I want you to understand too. So if you go into I'm just telling the truth. No, you're still manipulative because you're telling the truth, not with respect to them receiving it as value. Or you call it you're telling the truth, but the other person is feeling like you're telling them lies. They're feeling like you're being manipulative and you're not even listening enough to hear where they're coming from. That's manipulation. So just because you're telling the truth doesn't mean you're not manipulative. Just because you're telling the truth does not mean, remember, that you're not assassinating the character of a person. And the court of law, they know this. They know that's why they don't just say, hey, this is the law, you're going to jail. They have to, there's a word they use in legal terms, they have to go through trial for that very reason, right? So it's not just as simple as the law is written, so we just start throwing people in jail. Why? Because it's all subject to interpretation. Okay. Let me see. Mario says, how many pastors and children with their congregation? Disheartening. I know. People take their children. Somebody said yesterday, like especially mothers that take their daughter. A lot of those daughters, because of the trust that they have in those pastors, they have been violated. Obviously, we don't know the numbers, but enough people have committed this type of things, and I've seen it all my life. I've told you guys, so I'm not really surprised when I see, but most human beings are still surprised. I knew it was bad, but not this bad with these pastors. Yeah, we knew it was bad, right? It was obvious from the beginning. Do me a favor, let me know what your thoughts are about this. Hit like button, share, subscribe, leave your comments. Let me know your opinion about this. I haven't seen enough people defending Chris Okafor. I saw somebody comparing him to the late TB Joshua. I said, you see, we have all these people and you were busy dragging TB Joshua. I said, it was case by case. Okay, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notification. Let's move on to some other trendy stories around the world. I'll be right back. This is Ola, Man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request
for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.